Hello and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a book that's, well, an absolute giant in personal development. Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. We're going to break down the core ideas that have sold millions of copies and honestly changed a whole lot of lives. But let's kick things off with a question that probably hits a little too close to home for most of us. You feel it, right? You're constantly busy, just running from one thing to the next. But at the end of the day, are you actually being effective? Is all that busyness getting you anywhere that matters? There's this classic story in the book that just perfectly nails this problem. We get so caught up in the doing. We're so busy sawing away that we forget to stop and actually sharpen the saw. And that's really what this is all about, learning how to sharpen that saw. So Covey's big idea is that real effectiveness starts from the inside and works its way out. You see, before you can have victories with other people, you first have to master yourself. He calls this the private victory. And it's built on 3 really powerful habits. Okay, so habit number 1 is be proactive. Just imagine 2 people working at the same company. The management's not great, the pay is low. The reactive person, they just stay put, complaining, blaming the company for everything. But the proactive person, facing the exact same situation, decides to upskill, learn new things, and eventually moves on to a way better job. See the difference? One was a victim of their circumstances. The other took control. And here's a really cool way to think about this. We all have this huge circle of concern, stuff like the global economy, politics, what other people are doing. It's huge. But inside that is a smaller circle of influence. This is the stuff you can actually do something about. Your skills, your attitude, your work ethic. Proactive people, they pour all their energy right there into that smaller circle. All right, habit 2 asks you to do a thought experiment. It's a bit intense, but it is so powerful. It's called Begin with the End in Mind. I want you to picture your own funeral. You're there, just watching from the back. What do you honestly want people to say about you? Your family, your friends, your coworkers? The big question this habit forces you to ask is, are the things you're doing today actually leading you to become the person you want to be remembered as? It's about making sure your daily actions are pointing you in the right direction. And that leads us perfectly into habit 3, put first things first. To help us do that, Covey gives us this amazing tool, the time management matrix. Basically, everything you do, every task, falls into one of these 4 boxes, based on whether it's urgent and whether it's important. Now here's the secret. Most of us live in quadrants 1 and 3, ruled by the tyranny of the urgent. But highly effective people, they fight to spend most of their time right here in quadrant 2. These are the important things that aren't urgent yet. Things like planning, exercise, learning, building relationships. This is where real progress happens. It's the foundation for everything else. So, once you've gotten a handle on yourself with that private victory, you're ready for the next level, what Covey calls the public victory. This is all about how you work and win with other people. Now, habit 4 goes right after a huge misconception we're all taught about success. We're conditioned to think that for me to win, someone else has to lose, right? Like life is some big zero-sum game. But effective people, they know that's just not true. They live by a think win-win mindset. They look for solutions where everybody comes out ahead. Think about it. 2 authors each have 100,000 followers. Instead of competing, they agree to promote each other's books. Boom. It's not a competition. It's a collaboration where they both get access to a massive new audience. That's win-win. Okay, check out this analogy Covey uses for the next habit. It's perfect. You'd never trust an eye doctor who just gave you his glasses without even checking your vision, right? Of course not. And yet, we do that in our conversations all the time. And that gets us to habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Let's be honest, most of us don't really listen. We're just waiting for our turn to talk. This habit is about flipping that script. It's about practicing empathic listening, really trying to see the world from their perspective before you ever try to give your own. So, quick math quiz. What's 1 plus 1? You're probably thinking 2. But in the world of human interaction, when you bring different people and ideas together, the answer can be something so much bigger. And that's habit 6, synergize. It's this beautiful idea that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. It's about creating something new and better together than any one person could alone. And this is the perfect example. You had Steve Wozniak, an absolute genius engineer, and you had Steve Jobs, a visionary salesperson. On their own, they were brilliant. But together, Their synergy created Apple, something neither of them could have ever dreamed of doing alone. And that brings us to the last habit, the one that really holds all the others together. It's the habit of renewal, of making sure you don't burn out. Habit 7 is to sharpen the saw. It means consistently taking time to renew yourself in 4 key areas of your life: your body, your mind, your heart, and your spirit. This is what gives you the energy and the ability to actually live out the other 6 habits every day. So that's the whole journey, right? You go from being dependent on others to being independent through that private victory, and then to being interdependent with the public victory. But years after writing the book, Covey added one final big idea. He called it the 8th habit, and this is all about moving from just being effective to being truly great. It's about finding that unique thing that you're passionate about, your voice, and then, just as importantly, helping other people find theirs too. You see, the real takeaway here is that these aren't just a list of tips. They're a whole new way of looking at the world. It's a framework for changing how you operate. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Just looking at this list, which one of these habits, if you really committed to it starting today, would make the biggest positive difference in your life?